What, Cayce Swizzle? What are you saying wow for, dude? What up, CCO? What's happening? What happened? What did I say? Is this real, Jason? Like, I don't want to fucking get put on, please. For the love of God.
It's me.
Okay, sorry. I just didn't want you to get put. I don't want to get put on. Yeah.
No, you're good. No, I get it. I don't know. I was told to come up. Does someone have a question or something? You can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, you're good. You sound perfect.
Okay. I was checking because my Wi-Fi and stuff out here gets, whatever. But anyways, what's up?
Hold on. Let me try to go chat. You're in the bathroom? Somebody come up. Talk about the molesting word choice, Jason. Question, Jason. Me? I'm bad at this. Y'all know this.
I chose that word definitionally. Based, it's a word that has a definition, so I used it based on its definition. That's usually how I talk. Everybody knows I use the words that I use, and they have meaning.
Did you get arrested? What happened? I know you can't really talk about like some of the case because like I don't want you.
I'm not.
So like don't say anything that like it's gonna get you like in trouble with like the lawyers or anything. Just
no. I would already be in trouble, I think, because my grandma was the witness and she still messages me all the time. So she's not even supposed to do that. So the whole thing is fucking retarded. The whole thing is fucking retarded. But in this state, like I've told you guys, I've been having this conversation for years with these same people, and they all know. In many states, when there's a fight, someone goes to jail, they have to break you up so something doesn't happen later. So that's what I was dealing with. So like in the morning, I was just talking with my grandma, but her hearing aids weren't in. And so I was like yelling basically because she couldn't fucking hear. And then the whole, we were just talking about, because she wanted me, I didn't want to be there because I've been trying to get shit done on my land, but they wanted me to house sit. And I was like talking to her about when I could tow my shit back because I wanted to be digging during the fall when it wasn't so hot. And that's what we were talking about. And dude, her husband thought I was yelling at her. Well, I was yelling at her because she's deaf and her hearing aids weren't in. And he was asleep because this was like early in the morning. We were making coffee and he woke up and came out and he was just in pants, like with his big old gut hanging out and fucking all sweaty and crooked teeth, didn't shower. And he kept like touching on me and putting his belly on me and punching me in the side and talking shit. And I was just like, bro, I can't let you get close. It's husband, Dr. Jeff. But like when you see yes, PatCon, because they leave for like months at a time and they want someone to watch their animals. What was I talking about?
Just what happened the day you went to jail or whatever.
I don't know. It was fucking retarded. The whole thing was fucking retarded. And then I gave him the Chael Sonnen quote, I can't let you get close. So I like pushed him off me. And because he had already like punched, he wasn't like full on punching me at that point. He was just like giving me these little jabs in the ribs with his left hand and like putting his belly on me and like his chest all up on my fucking body. And I'm like, bro, get the fuck off me. So I said, I can't let you get close. So I pushed him off me. And then let's see what happened. My grandma took off. Me and her husband were arguing and talking shit. And then he did the same thing again, kept like putting his belly on me and hitting me and stuff. So I just like held him down and was like, dude, you need to stop. Keep your hands off me. I let him up and everything was fine. And then we started arguing more. He was sitting on the couch having his fucking reading the newspaper at that point, and I was finishing my coffee. And then all of a sudden he was like commanding my grandma, call 911. I need an ambulance. But this was like way after the fight, not way after, but a few minutes. And he was fine. And he was like saying all this crazy shit on the phone. And I was like, dude, you're fine. What the fuck? What are you saying? And he was like following me around the house, like saying, I'm being threatened, like all this crazy shit. So I just went to my trailer and I guess he fucking, I don't know, continued calling the cops, and they showed up and fucking put me in handcuffs. I never got to say my side. I was in handcuffs like in like 5 seconds. Like 3 cops rolled up on me and I was like, guys, watch my shoulder because I have that fucked up shoulder I can't hold up. And they sat me down and I went to jail. That was it. I only got to say a couple things. But yeah, I'm totally cool with the point. I don't even know. I haven't even heard the fucking 911 call. I kind of want to. But yeah, his gut was on me because he's like about the same. He's about the same size as me. Oh, TBS, he would beat your ass too, bro. He would put his belly on your back and take your fucking fat fucking ass, dude.
Oh my God.
He would put that belly on your back until your legs were asleep, brother.
Is he a veteran?
Trying to get that belly off of me was like trying to get the moon off of me. No, I never fell down or anything. I just pushed him back because his belly kept.
Is he a veteran? Is he like maybe going through mental health stuff or something? Like, I don't know why he's looking out. Like, I don't get it.
No, he's just.
I'm trying to like figure out the core of the story.
He's just a retard, dude. Just a retard. That's all it is. Just a retard. It's such a scam, the whole thing. What I want is when they FOIA this, I really want the body cam footage because as you can see on the court filing, it's unknown officer, right? And when they lost my phone, I called the substation and they were like, oh, yeah, who arrested you? And what was their badge number? And I was like, there's 3 cops, no name, no badge numbers, blah, blah, blah. And they wouldn't give me, and I kept telling the substation, I was like, I need to figure this out, or at least I need them to acknowledge they lost the phone before the footage magically disappears. But it should be on all 3 cops' body cams, us talking about it and looking for it. And then in the SUV. And then also when I was in the little holding cell, that's when I asked for my phone and I found out they lost it. I was like, dude, I need to write down phone numbers and stuff. And they had all the rest of my property. like my hat and all that stuff. And but they lost my phone, and my phone filmed the whole thing, because after almost the whole thing, after the first little, well, I don't know exactly when. I don't want to start getting into too many details because I don't exactly fucking remember, and then I'll be called a liar. But I propped up my phone filming on the kitchen aisle basically as soon as like the shit popped off, and it went on for several minutes, like maybe 7 or 8 or 9, 10. I don't know. I guess we'll get all that stuff figured out. But that was it. And then the cops were like, yeah, we don't have your phone. It's not with your property. And I was like, bro, I was in handcuffs and you took that shit out of my pocket. You know that. It was on body cam. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, can you check the top of the cars and this and that? They wouldn't, or maybe they did, but I didn't see. And then they said they were going to go back to my neighborhood and help and maybe look around for it. And my grandma said they never did. They were supposed to find her and help look for it because it has all the evidence on the case. It filmed the whole thing. So I got fucked over big on that. But like I said, I'm not too worried about it. Like, you know, it is what it is. He's not a fucking actual intellectual retard.
TBS? Wow.
TBS doesn't even know what those words mean. You know what? It's sad. It's
really sad. I'm not going to try to, I don't want to argue with you, but I mean, TBS is pretty smart. I mean, he's not dumb. I mean,
he doesn't even know what those words mean.
I'm just saying, I don't want to argue about TBS. I don't know. Explain the hickey on your neck. Was he like scratching at you? Or did he try to scratch your neck? Because like your neck, doesn't it look like it has like some scratches on it? Did he try to claw?
He has long nails. He doesn't have good hygiene. Like he doesn't shower and clip his nails. And he was grabbing my fucking throat. And because he was holding his phone with his right hand, but holding it up high, and then like hitting me with his left under the camera, like trying to be a smartass about it. And then I think it was eventually I like, oh no, this was before he was filming, because I grabbed one of his wrists when he was hitting me, and that's when he like started clawing my neck and stuff. But that's how fucking faggots fight, you know, they'll do the nails and all that shit. So anyways, does that explain it enough? I'll answer a couple questions if they're specific, but no matter what I say, even if the FOIA request reflects it, these people aren't going to believe me. So it's like, I'm wasting my time, you know?
I mean, I get that. I just feel like you should tell your side of the story, because it kind of looks, unless I know you don't care how you look, but like, it just looks kind of bad on your part, you know? So coming up and explaining it helps.
I've been arrested for this stuff so many times. It's just how the laws work here. You're not going to find many altercations like this that I lose. I'm not going to let someone get one over on me. So when the loser of a physical altercation calls the cops, the guy who wins is going to fucking go to jail every time, whether it doesn't matter who started it. You know that.
Jay Silly. I mean, yeah. Usually it's the aggressor, so I mean, they hear both sides of the story.
Jay Silly, that you're 100% right, dude. Which is more the reason that people should come fight me. More the reason, because they'll win, right? More the reason. Why engage? Why? What do you mean? Why engage? I fucking was getting punched and stuff. What am I supposed to do? Actually, you know what, TBS? I talked to them about a detective I used to work with named Dakota Moore. And he's no longer with the police. I guess he's gone and done his own things. But this detective actually used to do really good work with the organized retail units for everybody, like Target. It could be at Kroger. It could be anywhere. And he was always willing to help us with our stings and stuff when we would go do reverse buys undercover and all that. And he would always arrest him on the spot. Dakota Moore, good guy. That's what we talked about. So, well, CCO, I agree. That's why I'll be considered not guilty.
Was he?
All right, so that's it. That's my.
Let me ask one question, because it's kind of funny. Is your grandma's boyfriend Jewish? Sorry, I had to. Somebody said
No, he's not. There's no Jews.
There's no Jews.
No. The whole thing was fucking retarded. The whole thing was fucking retarded. When the cops showed up, I actually thought I was the victim, because I wasn't thinking, oh wait, they didn't hear my side. You know, I wasn't really thinking that much about it, because I just didn't think like I did anything wrong. You know, how many times? And I even asked the cop, like I said, I know you guys are going to arrest me because I'm already in cuffs, and if you can get arrested on a scam like this, how many times should I have just let him there hit me forever, you know? Because he was blocking me from getting to my room. Well, not my room, but the room I store all my daughter's stuff in the house. You know, because all her shit's in there, and I was trying to get fucking stuff out of there that I wanted to bring in my trailer, because I was supposed to be getting towed out like within the next couple days. Well, and I am towed out. So I don't know, the whole thing was just fucking retarded, dude. I really I hope it goes to trial. I really do, because I have some great one-liners ready for you guys. No, that wasn't a slip, TBS. It's a family house. I told well, not anymore, because I'm putting my trailer on blocks, but they asked me to stay there. They asked me to come there all the time. So call it my room, her room. It doesn't matter. It was my room. Then I got the land.
Did you sleep the night before the fight? Somebody asked that. I'm just asking.
Yeah. I woke up, like, it was early in the morning right after I woke up. Like, I want to say I was up by 5. I'm usually up by sunrise, whenever that is, 6 maybe. It's a little later now, it seems like. It was dark out when I was making my coffee, I remember. So it was, I slept and woke up early.
I was just asking, because sometimes like if you're like sleep deprived, like you can like make your like your anger jump off like worse than like if you're just like sleeping regular, you know? That's all. That's all I was just asking.
Dr. Jeff, the boyfriend never got his belly on my back. The molestation was halted abruptly.
That's a,
The first time his belly, well, let's say the first instance where the belly was touching me, I literally did the Chael Sonnen quote, and I said, I can't let you get close. And I pushed him off me. If anybody's familiar with that, I said, I can't let you get close. And I pushed him off me, and then he had balled up fists and kept hitting me and stuff. And then eventually after, there was like 2 or 3 times where I tried to walk around him, and there'd be like punching and stuff. And that was that. It was gay as fuck.
so the old man just started beating your ass? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Well,
so you went to jail and he beat you up.
I didn't throw a punch back. I wasn't going to. And you'll even see that on when the FOIA happens, when I'm sitting there on the curb and the cops are like asking me, did you strike him? And blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I wouldn't. He's like my grandpa. Or maybe I said he's my grandpa to not confuse the cops. Cause you know, my grandpa died and then my grandma's remarried. So it's like, I'm not going to explain all that to the cops. So I just said it's my grandpa, you know? And that could have been what screwed me. You know, I wasn't really worried about it because I didn't think I did anything. It's not like I felt guilty. Like I got caught with the candy bar in my pocket and was like trying to come up with excuses. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do when some dude starts punching you and stuff. And it was like, you know, I didn't want to turn my back because you don't turn your back to someone who's been punching you to get you know that in the hood. Would you ever turn your back to someone who's balled up fist and has already hit you before? Of course not. You wouldn't do that in a fight. You wouldn't do that anywhere. And you wouldn't turn your back to just get punched in the back of the head or something or taken down and get that belly on your back. You know, you can't do that. You have to defend yourself. And so I defended myself in a way that was the least offensive as possible. Because what am I supposed to do when you single leg a guy and you're in half guard top, or like, let's say, call it cross mount, and you're trying to get wrist control, but he's fighting back and you've already been hit a bunch. Should I have just held down his arms like I did? Or should have I just been elbowing him with 12 to 6 elbows until his skull crushed, you know, elbow him a couple times, cross face him, move up to mount, and then just start fucking killing him? You can't do that. You can't do that. So you have to, you know, you'll go to prison for that. So I just did it in a way that I didn't throw any strikes. I didn't slam anybody. The takedown was like a gentle guide and cradle down to cross guard top. Obviously I was on top. And, you know, I cradled his back like I was going to pretend to do a Von Flue choke, but you can't from half guard. You got to be in side guard. But I still cradled his back to break his fall. You know, like I was going to do a Von Flue choke, but I didn't. You know, I could have set it up into like a head arm or something like that. But I was just very, 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 very gentle. And I just held him down and was like, are you done? Are you done? And then and I was like, you know, my grandma was like yelling a bunch of shit. And I was like, dude, just stop hitting me. And then I let him up. And then he was fine. And then like not way later, but several minutes later, we were arguing. And then he called the cops and said, oh, my shoulder. And I was like, dude, you were just reading the paper and holding your coffee mug. And he was like, my shoulder, my shoulder. And I was like, what the fuck? It was like some faggot ass shit, dude.
So why did you just leave?
Because I didn't want to turn my back to someone who was punching me. I already explained that.
I know that, but I'm just like,
how do these people not, you know?
You could have ran out.
Vladimir Putin, you know what? I don't really give a shit. People ask me to explain this, and I'm explaining it. Words have definitions. I'm not recounting this for my glory. I'm recounting it because someone asked me to recount it. Do you understand? So if you no longer wish to understand or no longer wish to hear the story, I will gladly leave. I was asked to come here for you, right? So
you're fine. I'm
sure you the flow, but I think that was a faggot weak statement to make, Vladimir. And I like you, but
oh wow.
Exactly. Where would I run to? Vlad, I am thinking about what I'm saying. I think about every single word, brother.
Let's just try to be respectful to everyone. I'm not saying
I would totally have a rematch. I did, Cayce Schwizzle. I had to. I mounted the gut. And took grapevines and pinned his arms down. That was it.
Yeah. That mom, I agree. I don't know if I would. Right, Dr. Jeff, I don't know if I would be able just to walk away. I don't know. I understand the not turning your back thing. I would just leave still. I don't give a fuck. I would just like try to fucking run out.
Yeah, fuck all that. Cause I was no, fuck all that. Fuck all that. I'm not turning my back on a dude who's just trying to punch me and grab me and shit. I don't care who it is. You can't just go put hands on people and try to molest them.
That's a crazy word. I understand that what it means. I know the definition of it, the other definitions of it. That's just a crazy word to use.
When he was submitted, did he yell out, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done? No, he didn't. He just kept trying to fight, and he was getting tired. And so after he got tired, I just let him up, and I tried to help him up, but he got up himself on the same arm that he then later said was so injured, and he needed an ambulance, which he then refused. He refused the ambulance because he wasn't hurt. It was all a lie because I didn't hurt him. All right, guys. So those are the questions. I have to answer. Is that enough?
I think that's it.
All my accounts are banned. I keep getting reported probably by guys like Vladimir and Telly, all these weirdos that are just crybabies all the time. So I'm perma-banned. So I keep getting expelled for ban evasion. So you're not going to see me anymore. So, you know, I'm answering these questions or.
You're good.
Release on recognizance, TBS.
Oh, so they just let you out like the next day or whatever, or like you went to court and they said don't contact your grandma and all this shit, right? and then they let you out on like a PR bond or something.
Yeah, personal recognizance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the conditions were. They get, you know, it was all quick, but I was only in there for like, well, I think I got picked up at like 8, probably put in handcuffs at like 7:30 in the morning, but I don't think I was like officially booked till like 1 in the afternoon, 1 or 2 maybe. And then let out the next morning. I got into town at like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. maybe. So somewhere between, I would say 24 and 28 hours, I was like in custody. Sabby, yes, I get that. I get that. I am explaining it to many people, but I don't think it was ever my prerogative because this happened weeks ago, right? It was found out about, and then people wanted to know. So I said, if they want to know, I'll come up.
Yeah, because I think people are getting the wrong idea. They're like saying other stuff, like, I want people to listen to the whole story instead of just like, like trying to run with rumors and stuff, like that aren't true. So
it doesn't matter. They could, like I said, the cops could find my phone. They could watch the video, and the FOIA request could match up with what I say. And they're still not going to believe me. And it has nothing to do with the story. It has everything to do with because, oh, I talk about the Jews, or, oh, I talk about blacks, or, oh, I talk about pig women, or, oh, I talk about, it has everything to do with that, nothing to do with what actually happened. And that's why I just don't care that much. It's like, no one cares what actually happened. They're just trying to get me to respond so then they can make some little joke about the response. So it's like, it's very low hanging fruit and tired stuff. It's just boring. Like, people could do better with their shit talk, I don't know where the fucking phone is, dude. That's why I was hoping Damone would FOIA all the body cams, because they took it, right? It was in my left pocket, and I was in handcuffs, and they were putting me in the car. They took my hat off, and I said, you guys got to take my phone out of my pocket so you don't think I tried to sneak it in, because I was in handcuffs. I couldn't take my phone out. And I turned, and there were 3 cops, and they're all standing around me. And I don't remember which one took it out on my phone, but one of them had to have their fucking camera on. And of course, when I call the substation after I get out, oh, we don't have their information. We don't have their badge number. We can see the arrest, but we don't know. Okay, it's noted that you complained about your phone being lost, and we'll look into it. It's always some fucking scam, and they put me on some list, and they never call me back. And so I want the phone because I want to play it at trial. It's not going to go to trial. It's going to get dismissed way before that, I'm sure. But I want to play it because, that molestation attempt needs to be shown, right, as an exposure. You guys are always worried about predators and exposures. We got to expose this molester. You can't be a fat, sweaty, naked guy going around molesting people, grabbing them and touching them and stuff. You got to be handled. So that would be a good video to show the molesters.
So you handle them.
Hi.
Are you indigent? Somebody said. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that matters, but yeah, are you indigent? That might help. Did you get the gift card to Jason?
No, I didn't get the.
So I'm just reading comments. I'm sorry.
No. I'm not indigent. I think I am on my land right now, just chilling. I've got free power. I've got free internet, free water. I've got free electricity, all from the sun or from the earth. I love it. I got 2 wells near me that I can take all the water I want. I've got everything I need, and my land is paid off. I'm turning in my shitty little red car for a paid off Jeep that I have coming. Everything in my life is good. No indigence. There's no, all this stuff about I live at my grandma's house has always been crazy. I've always told you guys they have vacations and stuff. They're retired. They go around all the fucking time, and they have all these cats, and it's really expensive to have people come and watch your cats or board them up. They used to board them up. I don't have land, moron.
Have you tried van life?
Dude, these people are retarded. Everybody knows I have fucking land. NTF, I post on my land all the time. You've seen it. Here, I'll take my. I don't know if this laptop is. The camera is not good. Can we see me? It's too bright. Hold on.
No. I don't see
Hold
it.
on. It's because I can't see the fucking screen. It's too bright out here. I don't know how far my Wi-Fi. Where the fuck is the cursor? Sorry, it's way too fucking bright out here. I gotta. There we go. Everybody knows I have land. They just don't want to believe it because it doesn't forget their narrative, or it doesn't go with their narrative. Flow with. I'm on my land, dude. This is it. I told you it's a field of dirt. I post on my land all the time, every day almost. Projects I'm working on, the sewer I built, which is why you don't see much work done around here because it's under the ground. All that shit. I've been working on irrigation and stuff. Most people here don't have irrigation. They just shit in buckets and pour it on their land like savages. I built a sewer. Oh, and I dropped my cigar.
Your shirt.
And you know what, TBS? I'm allowed. See, this is one of the few counties that's completely A, unincorporated, and B, free. I can build anything I want. All the ground under me I have access to. I can dig like a 500-foot well if I want. In fact, it might have to be 500 feet because I think the good water is about 500 feet deep. But all the land under me, I can tunnel, I can build a bunker. I'm actually, because my land is on a hill, I'm going to do a bunker for a bunch of water totes, but probably an underground greenhouse too. I can build underground. I could dig to China if I want. Unincorporated New Mexico, guys. It's one of the few counties probably in the country that you have no HOA, no county, nothing. You can do anything you want out here. It's really spooky. One of these days, I'll have to film some of the land around me. You don't want to go there, man. I feel like people don't come back when they go in. There's like all kinds of weird like compounds that look like they take people and shit. But there's also some good people out here that will give you, you know, what you need or help you. So I have tools.
1 acre. Haystack. I think it's the first one. I don't want to dox it though. Cayce's worker, whoever you are. Sorry, I don't know how to say the name. Did you learn how to dig when you were jailed?
No, you know what I learned when I was jailed, that there is no caffeine, and the only way to get a little jolt of energy is to put the orange juice packet under your tongue. You know, like open all the orange juice powder they give you, or the Kool-Aid or whatever it is, and put it under your tongue, and it'll give you a little zap. But I didn't eat any. I don't know. I didn't eat any of the food. I never eat any of the food when I'm in jail. I get arrested once a year, once every 2 years, and it's always some stupid scam like this. It's always my family cop calling, lying and stuff. They've been doing it since way before I was born, at least since the 80s. My mom tells me stories about it because she had to deal with it all too. And she's done it before many times. My family is just like that. They just start fights and call the cops and then blame and blame and blame, and then nothing ever happens in court. This happens in our family constantly. So
you think the charges are just going to get dropped?
I would imagine so. I mean, it's a pretty big violation of your 4th and 14th to fucking lose your, you know, all the evidence is on the phone, and then they take it from you and get rid of it. Like that's a violation of your it's an illegal search and seizure to throw away evidence like that, and it's a violation of your due process, which is the 14th. That's just right off the bat. It might even deal in the 5th as well. The constitutional amendments are very long. It's not just, you know, oh, free speech or this or that. They're very long. You have to read them. So anyways, yeah, I can, I could, you know, Haystack, I've brought that up actually, because there's a lot of crime around here. And there's a lot of other acres for sale that I want to kind of look at getting, but the problem is I want them to be together. And a private run prison out here would make bank. And the judges and stuff out here are all their dads are all in the cartel, and we get judges getting arrested for tunneling the cartel in and stuff in Hobbs, New Mexico. Like, this is a very cartel, cholo, gangster run, like, dilapidated state. So you could have a fucking private prison here and a couple bullshit judges, like how Soros does it. You could fill that shit up with a bunch of drunk Indians and crackheads in 2 days, and just boom, state funding, state funding, state funding, state funding, state funding, federal grants, all this shit.
Oh my God, hey, Matt, see.
I don't even know. So anyways.
You're good. I'm just reading the comments. Sorry. I don't know.
Oh, I have a lawyer now. Thank God. I have a lawyer now. Get my lawyer a better avatar. Maybe get my lawyer where it shows in the court filing that it's unknown officer. Get that's what my lawyer needs. Why won't the cops give me their names? Pain in the ass. This is always how Albuquerque is, though. Anytime something happens, well, I'm not in Albuquerque, but when you are in Bernalillo County, let's say, or specifically the city of Albuquerque, it's always a shit show. It's always, bullshit. When you have these DV laws where it forces somebody to be taken, right? And by DV, it could be anybody. It could be male, female, bigger than you, stronger than you. It doesn't matter. If the trailer is parked there a certain amount of time, which how many times did I tell you guys I had all those I had all these doctor's appointments from what was it, late June through September, right? Or whatever. And I was going to plan on being here in late August or September. And that's why my little brother came out to mark off, what I needed to mark off and all that shit. So even if I'm all these DV laws, they force somebody to be taken, no matter what the story says or anything says. They force someone to be taken, and if you're taken, they have to press charges. And what ends up happening is it's always a bullshit charge. And in New Mexico, you can have an officer charge you, it doesn't have to go through a DA. It doesn't have to go through, because the DAs and whatnot are so overwhelmed. The officers can charge you with crimes if they're like misdemeanor or fall under a certain category, or I don't know how it works exactly. So what happens is the officer charges you with the crime. You get arrested, you go to jail for 24 hours, and then the officer doesn't show up at the court date because he knows it's bullshit. He just had to do his job and take the guy because it's the policy of the department. And then he doesn't show up to the pretrial conference and it gets thrown out. That's what I'm hoping will happen. Well, kind of. I don't know. I can't decide because I kind of wanted to go to trial for the show, but that's a risky thing if you get a shitty jury. No, I don't think this panel will be played in court. Everything I've said is pretty. It will be the same testimony in the courtroom, and the defense's side has already violated all kinds of shit by messaging me. Like my grandma was all distraught about this and wanted to give me money and wanted to do this and that. And she left a new car battery for me. She's like, I put a new battery in your car. And I was like, why? And she was like, I don't know. You wouldn't let me give you money and all this stuff. Like, and it's this whole fucking thing. The whole fucking, every family does it. And you go ahead and play this to the prosecutor. I don't care. This is, when I tell you guys that Albuquerque or New Mexico runs differently, I'm not lying. I'm not worried about this. It's a scam. I haven't done anything. I'm not guilty, and I'm not going to fucking abide by any, let's call it constitutionally repugnant idea, right? I have not been convicted of a crime, merely accused by some dummy, and I'm not going to, I don't care what the what do they call it? Conditions that they have for this case or anything. It's irrelevant to me. It's constitutionally repugnant. I just don't care. I just don't care. So
Got my number. Be careful about who you text to because you don't know if that you got to read your stipulations for your PR bond, dude. Be careful about who you contact because you
yeah,
don't
but
know if you can get into.
that's the thing. I don't. They can throw me back in jail. I really don't care because I'm completely incompliant because it's a scam. I'm not going to play along with their scam the same way I don't play along with these scams, or I try not to. You know,
Right.
it's a scam. The cops know it's a scam. The DA knows it's a scam. My grandma knows it's a scam. Her husband probably knows it's a scam, or at least probably wouldn't admit it. But the whole thing is a scam. I just don't care. I just don't care that much, guys. I'm just happy to be working on my land and stuff. Like I was miserable. I was kind of miserable when my grandma said she wanted me to stay through like late September, and I was all ready to be out here. I had already started digging and gotten my sewer set up, and all that, and I marked off where I needed it to, put the permanent spot for my trailer, and I dug all the land so it was flatter, not a hill, and my trailer wouldn't blow over, and I was ready to start working out here. And then she's like, "Oh, you got to stay till fucking the end of September." And I was, oh, fuck me. I was pretty fucking miserable thinking about that. And I'm just happy to be out here, and I just don't care about this stuff. It's not real, it's not real. So.
Are you a sovereign citizen, Jason? Someone asked in the chat. I'm just asking questions. I'm just the middleman here.
Sovereign citizens, they're retarded. They want to argue about state-issued fucking driving laws and stuff. That's completely different than the Constitution. Driving is not constitutionally protected. Abortion isn't. Driving isn't. None of that shit is. Those are privileges given to you by the state. Sovereign citizens are fucking retards. I don't think sovereign citizens. They want to go off maritime admiralty law, I suspect, is what their big deal is. Military or admiralty or maritime law. They think that applies to their car somehow. So, no, those charges are not fucking hella real, dude. You know how many times this fucking retard?
Hold on, Sandy. Let me just scroll up and see. Oh, what was the topic of the argument?
There was no argument
between you and your grandma's boyfriend or whatever you want to call him.
There was no argument.
Step grandpa.
There was no argument. Remember, I was talking to my grandma. We were having coffee talking about when I could get the trailer towed and when they needed it to fucking, how long their trip was or whenever their fucking trip was over. And I was shouting because her hearing aids weren't in, and he thought I was like yelling at her or something. And he just came out swinging and acting like a fool. There was no argument. And you'll see that too. You'll see me. I hope you see me say that to the cops on the body cam, because there better be body cam footage, because I want them to fucking, because they lost the phone. I hope those fucking people had their body cams on.
I'm sure they do. Like,
yeah,
isn't that like?
I worry about that shit, because look at Ed's thing, and none of those cops had their body cams on.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I thought you said he was blocking you, meaning your daughter's.
Yeah. Initially, he came out of his room, which is in the hallway, and I was walking towards the hallway to get into the back room. We'll call it the guest room, since everybody's, no matter what I call it, it's going to be called the wrong thing. But regardless, I have stuff in there I was trying to get because I was moving my trailer, and there was like blankets and stuff I'd washed and a bunch of shit back there. Coffee mugs that were, in storage, things like that. It's a storage guest room, right? It's got all kinds of shit in there. And the only way to get there was, he came out of his back room and approached me the same time I was walking towards that room. And he just started like fucking putting his hands on me and shit. Punching me in the fucking left side. I had pictures of bruises. I have a couple on my phone, but my new phone, but they were from when I got out of jail. So they're not all, the bruises had, let's say, 36 hours or whatever to heal. But some of them are still on my body, barely. And then my neck, of course, was bleeding, and I had all those photos, and I had the video of it all. Kind of retarded, dude. Exactly, Anita. That's what I did. I lost my temper and beat up a senior citizen. And you know what? I would do it if I would do it again. I would do it again if a senior citizen fucking put their fucking sweaty body on me like that, tried to hit me. Ugh. Iron Sheik, dude. He has a belly of Iron Sheik.
Oh
It's a big
God.
old it's a big old fat sweaty belly. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not hairy, just big old fat sweaty belly. It was hanging over his fucking pants, and he kept fucking trying to shove me and stuff with it. What am I supposed to do, Anita? What am I supposed to do? What do you mean faster? There's nowhere to run. Faster where?
You could have like ran outside, like, hey, you could be like, hey, bye, and just ran outside.
And he could
I
have
know you
not
said you're
punched.
back.
He could have not punched me 6 or 7 times, right? The thing is, I'm not. You're crazy to turn your back on someone who's punching you. I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I felt fear in the fact that I would be punched in the back of the head or the back or tackled or something like that. You protect yourself at all times, period. And it has nothing to do with MMA or boxing. You're never gonna. If you were raised to turn your back and let a man punch you in the back of the head, your father failed you. You can't do it. You cannot do it. I wasn't brought up like that. No, I wasn't brought up to beat the fuck out of an old man. That's why I didn't strike him back. That's why, like, these men, like a guy like Cap or TBS or something like that, if we squared up,
Wait.
I would let them land a few shots just to gauge them, right? That's what a lot of people do. I like to clinch up and let people tee off just a little bit just to see where they're at. And that's normal, right? One punch, 2 punches maybe to test things out. It's like a feeling out process, kind of, we'll call it. But when you're just being punched repeatedly, grabbed repeatedly, there's no other option. You have to restrain that person. If you know, what's to say that he's not going to just do it again later, come back with a knife. He's so angry, he's punching and hitting me. If I walk away and run away, well, next time I come around the house, what are they going to do? Whack me over the head with a bat? I don't know. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know why this fat dude was molesting me.
Oh God.
I didn't know.
I don't think so, clown.
Well, yeah, we were standing right next to each other, like face to face, and yeah, he was hitting me in the gut. But I was just standing there. I didn't know what was going on. So.
Oh my God, TBS. Did you break the light bulb you were smoking out of? I don't think anyone can smoke at a light bulb anymore. It's hard.
TBS, if you bring meth to my trailer, I will try meth for the first time with you, brother. And you can help me dig, fatty. You need to. You're too heavy. We can do meth and dig, because I need help digging and you need help losing the weight. The meth will help you with both.
That's crazy.
Steve, you know what? I never met my dad. Well, only a couple times, and then I was adopted, and then my adoptive dad got rid of me. So you know what? If I had a better dad, I would have been able to block those gut punches. So all right, guys, that's where I'm at. You guys do what you want, pick it apart, do your thing, match it up to the FOIA. I really don't fucking care, man.
I don't know anyone.
My dad did fail me. I agree with that. Get the fuck out, loser. Look at all these guys. You know, look, these people actually made alts to talk shit because they won't do it. They won't do it without their alt.
This is just the internet, though. So
it's just alt.
I mean, this is the internet. No, yeah, it's CCO.
Vladimir, you're so clairvoyant. Thank you for your impression. Thank you for your supreme clairvoyance and your insight on my life. You're so well informed and well regulated. You have everything under control, Vladimir. Vladimir,
Let's be
you're an
respectful.
alt, dummy. You are an alt. Vladimir is an alt. That's not your name. You are the alt, stupid.
Let's be respectful. Vlad's a good person.
Yeah, I like Vlad. I like Vlad. He's just fine. I've always liked Vlad, but I'm allowed to talk to him the same way he talks to me.
I didn't see
I've
any
noticed
disrespect.
MTF that you'll let people tee off on me, but when I say things back, it's cool.
No, I didn't see him say. I didn't see him say anything.
That's crossed the line.
Let me scroll up. Time out. Let me scroll up and read what he said. I didn't see if he said anything disrespectful for me. Maybe he did. I mean, you're allowed to speak.
He's been talking shit forever. Anyways, guys, can I be done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anita, there's no public defenders. You don't get public defenders in Albuquerque. You get public offenders that work with the prosecution to make people take crazy pleas. There's no help for me here. So I theoretically, I guess, have a public defender, but I haven't heard from them. And this arrest was like 17 days ago. I'm not going to hear from them. They're not going to come help you. If you wait on a public defender, even if they've assigned you one in New Mexico, you will go to jail. You need to get evidence. You need to go on the offense. If you're ever arrested in the state, you need to poke holes in the prosecution way before the public defender comes into play, because the public defender will only work for you based on what you have. If they think if you think a public defender is going to find all these holes in the case and set you free, you're wrong. You have to bring them the holes so then they can apply logistics and some type of way forward with the holes in the story. So unless you lay out the story for a public defender, you're cooked. So that's why, like I said, I've been trying to get the cops' names that arrested me because they're not on the report. I've been trying to get stuff, based on the phone and blah, 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 blah. I still haven't heard from a public defender. There's no public defender coming to save me.
I think you have to call. I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to call. You might have to call yourself. You might have to get the number and call downtown or whatever.
I know how it works. I've been arrested.
I mean, I just know how it works out here, so I don't know how it works there. But
it's different in Colorado. I've been arrested there too. Remember, in Colorado, they called me in jail. But here it's different. You're not going to get one to help you.
Well, because you're not in jail anymore. So once you get out, like, you have to contact them and be like, "Hey, this is what happened." Blah 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 blah. Like, that's what I mean. I guess that's what I thought, but maybe not.
No, they have one dispatched to me that will not contact me. They've dispatched him, but he won't contact me. What's going to happen is I'll have to compile as much evidence to poke holes in the prosecution as I can. They'll say they have witness XYZ who is or isn't willing, or is there or isn't there. And then the attorney will make a determination based on that. So what I am suspecting will happen is, because the cop pressed the charges, I think, maybe, or no, I think a judge signed the warrant. But regardless of which, the cop, I don't think, is going to want to prosecute the charges, because it's going to bring attention to the fact that he lost the phone. So what I suspect will happen is the overseeing officer is just going to be a no-show at court. And then my public defender will say, okay, well, now we file a motion to dismiss. And then the judge will say a couple things. Well, we'll reset for 30 days. We'll reset for 60 days. We'll reset for 90 days. And we'll try to get a hold of that officer to see if he wants to prosecute the case. And then we'll give it another go. They'll reset the hearing, and then the cop won't show up again, and then it'll get dismissed. That's probably what will happen, but maybe it'll get dismissed on the first time. I don't really know. But usually in things like that, that's what happens. Now I'm going to get all the hate comments, but I'm telling you the process, explaining the process as best I can. So.
He's tech, right? I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm a little lost about the whole attorney thing.
I've never taken a class in law, and I've only gone pro se. and filed one motion in court in my life. I've done one FOIA request, and it was for a fucking a helmet that was lost in the mail, and the post office had video of it. Like, you guys think because I had Truth Finder for fucking 6 months, all these crazy things. It's just weirdo shit. I don't care though. I like it. It's fun. I love the banter and the shit talk. TBS has a couple clever ones every now and again, but that's the only one. That's the only shit talk I've been, implored to commend.
Go ahead.
But no, I'm being serious.
I can't hear you, Jason.
In your chat.
I kicked myself.
Oh. Hold on, I gotta read your chat real quick. I'm doing shit. Fucking spilled Dr. Pepper on my table. All right, take a deep breath. Was I in the kitchen with you, Sandy? I don't know who Sandy is. All right. Did Grandma kick me out of the driveway? No, my grandma was trying to have me stay till the end of September through this fucking vacation thing, but clearly that's not an option now. My grandma and me are cool. She was chilling. Daryl Brooks. You know what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brooks is a very, very, very bad man.
Would you represent yourself in court?
Yeah, I don't mind. It's easy when the truth is on your side. So, Brian Koberger did a much more heinous thing and did not talk like I talked. He was very quiet. Brian Koberger has a Jewish last name and a big hook nose. I have half Italian, German, Swedish, things like that. I'm very different than Brian Koberger. He's a Jew. I'm not. I'm more handsome than Brian Koberger.
So he's a murderer because he's a Jew? I'm just asking a question. I don't know.
No. He's a Jew because he was a murderer because he was convicted of those crimes and pled guilty. He's a Jew because he was born Jewish with a Jewish last name. The Jew and the murder have nothing to do with each other. He is Jewish.
I was just asking.
And I'm not Jewish, and he is Jewish. This person asked me if I was related to Brian Koberger. So if I'm not Jewish and he is Jewish, we're not related. I was answering the question.
You're good.
So,
sorry.
But like I said, people can't handle it. If you call someone a Jew or a black or an Indian, they can't handle it. But if you say white this, white, it's just a scam. It's all a scam. So, all right, guys. For real though, I am gonna go because I feel like I've explained it enough. Haystack, I can't go live. No more channels, brother. Telly keeps. I've heard on the rumor mill is that Telly was the one reporting me for ban evading. So I've already had like 3 or 4 channels taken down or been locked out of in like the last 5 or 6 months. I posted some of the stuff I'm working on my new homesteading Instagram, but that's all I do now because I can't be on YouTube. You guys can't handle it. You can't handle it. What I talk about, you can't handle. So I get fucking permabanned and stuff. So no, I can't go live. I'm sorry, Haystack. You guys can't handle my lives. It is what it is. No one here has been able to handle my lives. I get reported after every live. It's always like, oh, some crybaby shit, or oh my God, the minorities, poor minorities. It's always some just dumb shit, and then I get banned. So I'm sorry, I can't go live anymore. So, hateful little prick. I never said anything hateful. Is describing somebody by their race hateful? Should I call the blacks whitey? I don't think that would be very nice.
Whoa. It's not crazy.
Exactly.
No.
That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, oh, Vlad, I'm so distraught. Dude, I'm the fucking happiest person alive, Vlad. I love what I do. I have no concerns, and I think it bothers you people. Very sad people. Very crybaby people. I am the cage people, White Claw. I am the cage people. I was in the cage with them. I'll bet the guy I was in a cell with, he was a black guy. He should do mumble rap. He should do mumble rap because I had no clue what he said to me the whole time we were in there. It was just always like some slur, like just mumbling.
Oh my
He
God,
should
dude.
do a mumble rap album.
Crazy.
I know everybody is so distraught by me and I get reported and stuff. And I genuinely don't want to terrorize you people. I talk a certain way and I say things definitionally. I say things the way I see them. People get distraught, they complain, they cry. It's always crying. It's always some, oh, well, Jason, and oh, Jason did this. And if I'm so distressing to everybody and I'm so upsetting and they can't handle it, I don't want to hurt you guys. I don't want to make it this horrible thing where, oh my God, Jason's coming, run for the hills. He's going to say stuff on a computer and it's racist. All that faggot crybaby shit. It makes me empathetic. It makes me feel bad for people who are genuinely upset because I don't genuinely want to upset anybody. Everybody knows I talk about topics I'm interested in and only that I'm interested in. I'm interested in this topic, my case. But most people cannot handle the crybaby stuff. They just can't do it. And that's why you'll never see people, it's always alts. It's always alts like Vlad, right? Doesn't use his name. Anita Hug. It's always fucking alts. It's always Telly. It's always some White Claw. And I'm not trying to say anything mean or anything. It's just always
because you can't use your real name on here because people will look you up and shit. Like you can't use your real name on up here.
Yeah, exactly. I get that. But what I'm getting at is if you're arguing with a nameless, faceless person, and all and you'll never win because even if you prove them wrong somehow, you prove Anita Hug wrong, right? Let's say Anita Hug is Telly, and you prove Telly wrong, so now Telly can't say what he wants to cry about on Telly. So he makes the account Anita Hug. And then you prove Anita Hug wrong, and then Anita Hug is out, still wants to cry about whatever you're talking about. So then Telly goes from Anita Hug from, I need a beer. And it's never ending alts. And the alts that were here 5 years ago, 4 years ago are just the same people, but they've gone through their 12th or 13th cycle of alt. Everybody knows this. I've had this conversation about the laws and this and that and how they do things in New Mexico many times over the years. Nothing I'm saying, and Vladimir has been around and Haystack has been around. Nothing I'm saying is new. They've all heard me say this before. And now, because it's cool, they used to be on my side. Then they were Jason's friend, but now I'm a racist, so they've got to be like, "Oh, Jason." Da, 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 da. It's just all a fucking scam. But my point is, I'm here to talk about interesting things. I clearly am not allowed to talk here anymore because I violated the terms of service, and continually I have been reminded by the people here that my conversations are too volatile for them, so I'm continually reported. I'm not going to just keep making accounts over and over. So that's my thing. So I'm sorry for terrorizing you poor people, but I will not be going live because Telly will just, delete me again. So
I don't think that Telly is, I mean, to be honest, Telly, I mean, he has his opinion, but I don't think he's going to go report your account. Like that could be just YouTube community guidelines, just flagging your shit because of what you say. Just being honest. I'm just saying. And Telly doesn't like me, and me and Telly are friends. It was not trying to say Telly did something.
It was no, Telly did it. Why not?
Go ahead.
They say I do whatever, so why not? No, I think it was Telly. I think it's Telly who goes around complaining about the ban evasion. I do personally, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't really care if I'm wrong. I still think it's Telly. But all right, guys. I know, right. Dr. Jeff. I'm a very niggerish one right now.
Oh my God.
Very niggerish. I felt very, very niggerish when I was in jail. It's not a good place.
Stop saying that.
Why? It has a definition.
I just don't like that word. And I know. I just don't. like it, and I don't know. You know how I feel. It's okay. It's fine. Never mind.
I hear you say it. I
Talk.
hear you say it to me all the time, but
I've never said that word ever
Yes.
with the
Oh,
ER at
yes,
the end.
you
Not like
have.
that.
Yes, you
I say
have.
nigga, and that's it. That's
No,
two different
no.
words. Look it up.
You've
Look at
used
the
the
Urban
hard
Dictionary
R.
of both words. Look at the
But
Urban Dictionary definition.
what does nigger mean? Does it have anything to do with blacks, or does it describe
Whoa.
a certain verb that people do? Right? Nigger is used to describe far more than just blacks. Right? So you can be offended by it all you want because you have a half black
I'm not
son.
offended. I'm just saying I just don't want my channel to get taken down because of that shit. So
you're not going to get taken down by that word. That word has a definition, much like molest does. You guys should go look it up. But I definitely felt niggerish in jail. So.
okay. Right, Steve? Christ.
So anyways, on that note, Telly had me banned. Long live the Republic. It's one more in the win column. It's one more for the highlight reel. It's one more for the record books. And one more for the bad guy.
Damn.